bit about key deer. So we leave the campground here. What is this, Missouri Key?
It's Ohio.
Ohio? Okay.
But when you tag it on Facebook, it comes up Big Pine Key, and we know it's not Big Pine. I'm
Yeah,
really
Big Pine
confused.
is the next one up.
Yeah.
And we're staying at Sunshine Key Resort.
Resort and Marina.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. We're on a key. We are on an island, and
It is Ohio Key. Sure.
you know, when we went over to Big Pine Key, there's a sign there that says, you know, Key Deer District or area, whatever, protection, which kind of piques your interest. And then you drive by a conservation,
Like a visitor center kind of.
yeah. So she looked it up, and these key deer are miniature white-tailed deer.
They're, at the shoulders, they're 2 to 2.5 foot tall, and the babies are 2 to 4, 2 to 5 pounds at birth. I mean, this is about 6 pounds. So we're talking a third the size of him at birth. That's crazy.
Very interesting. They, from what I understand, from what she told me, these deer, and I don't know why it keeps getting dark and light and dark here. These key deer, they were actually normal white-tailed deer back in the beginning, and then here on the islands they adapted to the size of the island. It sounds like fish in a fish tank, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But so now they're little bitty, and there's several hundred here in this 17-mile stretch of like 3 different islands, 3 or 4 different islands.
Mainly on 2.
No Name and Big Pine.
And the reason for that is because they can get fresh water on those keys.
So, and that was something else we learned a little bit about that we didn't know before was fresh.
We had that question
Yeah,
too. Like,
fresh water is lighter than salt water. I mean, obviously we didn't really think about it, but we're not thinking people. So the fresh water is at the top. So rainwater is on top of these pools on these islands, where the brine is down below. The salt water is beneath the surface there. So key deer, these deer drink fresh water. They can handle a little bit of salt water, kind of like she can handle a little bit of alcohol, but so
oh wow.
but, and there's this big pool called the Blue Hole, where it was a limestone quarry, and now it's filled in.
Seems to be their main source of water. And it is salt water on the bottom.
Yeah, so very interesting. Anyway, we head out on our search for the key deer.
Oh yeah, and hurricanes. They don't know how they survive hurricanes, which is like, that's interesting to me. They just don't know.
They duck.
do. Yeah.
They're short.
Yeah.
So we set out on our search for the key deer, of course during the hottest time of day, because that's when you go look for wildlife, right? Hottest part of the day.
Apparently we thought we were looking for lizards. I don't know.
But anyway, we walked around Blue Hole, and there was a couple of baby birds there.
A couple of nests,
There weren't any deer, obviously, because it's the hottest part of the day.
I'm sure they were there. They're probably everywhere.
Curled up under a tree somewhere, they're so tiny.
Looking at us like, why are you out in this heat?
Yeah. And we hiked a couple of the nature trails over there. Really, a couple of cool spots, I thought.
Yeah.
The Blue Hole and the nature trails.
And when you're driving over to the Keys, you see like this type of vegetation, and it's interesting to get out in it.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, and then, was it that same day or a couple of days later? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We went back in the evening. And, I mean, when I say evening, it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Sunset is a little after 8 o'clock out here right now. And went over to No Name Key. And on the way there and on No Name, we saw several of these key deer.
Yeah. I think we saw more deer than we saw roosters on Key West. And
Yes.
Key West is known for roosters.
Yeah, so it was fun.
And when you pull over, just take a picture, they come up to the car.
Yeah, don't feed them,
Don't
please.
feed them. People have been feeding them, and the bad thing is the number one thing that's killing them is cars. And when people feed them, then they go towards cars instead of stay away.
They have no fear of cars.
Yeah. So like the I don't know what she was at the visitor center said, just resist. It's hard, but just do it. Do it because you don't want anything to happen.
And the other interesting thing, it seems like there is more police presence, highway patrol presence on Big Pine, and you almost get the feeling they're there to slow you down because they don't want you running over their deer.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a highway, there is a kill count at the conservation center
This year and last year.
of how many key deer have been killed by automobiles.
I looked up, because there's alligators and crocodiles out here, so I looked up, I thought, well, that must be a predator. It was so barely mentioned because cars are such it's just number one by far. So alligators and crocodiles might get them every now and then, but it's not a big deal.
But they're not like normal deer. They're not big. You don't see them darting out onto the road either. So, yeah, they want you to slow down going through Big Pine. Really one of those cool I guess I can say non-touristy type things to stumble on out here.
Yeah, really, we didn't know about the key deer.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm picking off little things from the vegetation out of his fur. I'm not picking ticks or anything weird.
She's a monkey picking
I'm not.
bugs off
That's
of
what I
the
was
other
thinking. I'm not a monkey. Maybe I am.